You said? Oh, we have to do correction on this?
Yes.
Oh, from the last class, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's do the correction, inshallah. I know. Oh, you just have this. So, number one is Alhamdulillah, right? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت الحليم الحكيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي أما بعد Inshallah, so we are still doing the connection of the letters. As we know, last week we connected some of the letters, and then at the same time we disconnect some of the letters too. So you connect and you disconnect, right? So these are the letters that we disconnected from the last class, right? So now the correction that we are going to do, we're going to start with Alhamdulillah, because I know some of us, a lot of us are confused with these two letters right here, right? So these two letters right here is like the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So let's say we have Bismillah, and then we have Ar-Rahman, and we have Ar-Rahim. Now, so Yarhamkallah. So we have Alhamdu. So Alhamdu, if I ask you to disconnect this, let's take the first one, the first alif. If you are going to disconnect them, you cannot write it like this, alif plus lam plus, then you continue. Why? Because in the first place, when you look at this alif, there is no hamza at the top, and then there is no hamza at the bottom. So when you disconnect it, you don't put hamza on top of it. You understand? Because this is not the original alif itself. You read it as alif, but as I said, we have, you have so many different types of alif. They are the same alif, but they are what? They don't do the same work. They do different work. Now, pronunciation will be the same if there is nothing before the alif. If the alif is at the beginning, the pronunciation will be the same as you see it, Alhamdu. You understand? And then if you write this again, if you write this like this again, the pronunciation will be the same, Alhamdu. But which one is correct when you are going to write Alhamdu? Of course, this one is the right one, because you cannot put the alif on top of this one. Even in the Quran, if you look at it, you will see they will put some cap on it. Something like a cap. You understand? So that alif, that is the alif that shows you that this alif can do what? Can do so many work. Right? This alif can be there to connect two letters. Two letters or two words together, as the last time we explained, right? And then again, when you are going to start reading the alif, when there is no any other letter before the alif, you start with the alif, you read it. You say Alhamdu. But when there is, you will see they will put like a cap on top of it. So now, when there is another word, letter, before this alif, now this alif will go silent. So you are going to go from wa, fatha wa, all the way to the lam, wal hamdu. So that means this alif is silent. So now he's got the alif right here can do so many work. You understand? It's different from this one. It's different from the alif itself, this one. So now what will happen here? If you don't have anything here, how are you going to read this? Alhamdu, right? When you have the waw here, what will happen? Walhamdu, walhamdu. That's exactly what will happen. You sure? No. Exactly. Now you have to read it. Wa alhamdu. Wa alhamdu. Why do you have to read it? Because of the hamza. Because of the hamza on top of the alif. Anytime if you see hamza on top of this alif, you cannot avoid it.
It's no more silence.
No, you cannot silence it. That's why in Arabic in general, how many alif do we have?
5.
No, Arabic in general. How many alif do we have? 1. We have one original alif.
Some people say the Hamza.
In Arab, yes, some people say Hamza because those people who say Hamza, if you say this one is Hamza, what are you going to say to this? Hamza too? Then that means I know some people say Hamza because I asked one of my student, what is this? He said Hamza because some people call it Hamza. Some people call it Hamza. But I want you to understand, if you call this Hamza, what are you going to call this? Hamza? Okay, we have Satr here. So this Hamza is on the Satr and this one also is on the Satr. Yeah? So it's going to be confusing. Alright? Because why they call it Hamza? Because this one, some of them call it Hamza al-Wasl. And the other one, they call it Hamza al-Qata. You understand my point? The name, that's where the name comes. But this originally, this cannot be Hamza. Okay, because if this is Hamza, then how are you going to call this? And then, sometimes you will see them, they meet in one word. They meet in one word. If you go to Surah Al-Mulk, you will see it, A'amintum. A'amintum. So this A'amintum, how are you going to read it? Are you going to tell me this is Hamza, this is Hamza? No. If all of them are Hamza, why don't you just write the two Hamzas? Look, it looks like something is off if you see it like that, right? So this one will not be Hamza. To the best of my knowledge, this will not be a Hamza. This will be Alif. That's why I asked you the question. We have one original Alif. We cannot have what? 2 Alifs in Arabic alphabet. How many are the Arabic alphabet? 28. Why is it 28? Because if you put the Hamza on top of the Alif, that's why you cannot call this Hamza. Because the Hamza is on top of, if you call this Hamza, what about this one? Okay, let me ask you another question. Hamza and Alif, which one is the strongest?
Alif, of course.
Hamza and Alif. I know the Sheikh will say Hamza, right? Yeah, the Sheikh will say Hamza. Why? Because the Hamza, you will see it in 2 places. You will see it on top of the Alif, and then you see it by itself again. So that's why he's going to say the Hamza. But in reality, the Alif is stronger than Hamza. Now, stronger, something that, you cannot avoid it. Like either the most used letter or the most strong letter that, why is it strong? Because this Alif, he's there, and then he got another Hamza on top of it again. You understand? So you working like this, you only say alif. And then this alif can change its form to what? To another form. But Hamza cannot. This alif here, is this the only alif that we have in Arabic? Is it okay? Let me put it this way. Is this the only type of alif that we have in Arabic? No. Okay, good. Is this the only type of Hamza that we have in Arabic?
Yes.
Now you have your answer. So which one is strong? This one or this one? Yes. If you can tell me that I can do 3 jobs a day, 4 jobs a day, and somebody that cannot do any job except what? One. Which one is strong?
No.
The one who can do 3 jobs a day. You understand? So this alif can turn from this form to another form, to this form. The alif that doesn't have anything. All right? And this alif also can turn from this form to another form again. Which type of form? Which form? Exactly, alif mad. And this alif can change the form to another what? Form again, huh? Yes, the alif in the Quran that have sukoon. It's not sukoon, it's 0. You can say like a circle. Because if it is sukoon, you are going to read the alif sukoon. But in the Quran, any alif that you see this zero on top of it, you avoid it. It's disappear. And then it does not do the same work with this one. This one, if you look at it, you see it's like a cap. But this one, you will see is a complete what? Circle. So that means the work that this one will do, this one cannot do it. You understand? Yes. So you say this is handicap? Yeah, you can call it like that if you that's how you are going to understand it. You understand? So you got the question? So the alif is stronger than Hamza. Okay? And this one, you cannot call this Hamza. You have to call it alif. That's why some of the ulama lately, they said this one, instead of you to say Hamza al-Wasl, you have to say what? Alif al-Wasl. Alif al-Wasl. You don't call it Hamza al-Wasl. Then they used to call it Hamza al-Wasl. Even right now, there are some scholars, it's like from people from Kufa and people from Basra. You understand? For example, people from Kufa call it Hamza al-Wasl, and people from Basra call it Alif al-Wasl. That's how it is. Yes. All right? So now, let's move on. So, if you are going to disconnect this one. Now, go ahead.
Question
Alhamdu, yes.
Now, some if there's no letter behind it,
Before the Hamza.
before the Hamza.
Uh-huh.
So you have to put what you call
Fatha.
Fatha
On top of the alif. No.
Which point you use kasra? Because some they say il, some they say
Ul. So
how we got differences between this term? I have to use kasra to read, or you have to use what you call
Kasra or Dhamma or Fatha.
Yes.
Now you are going to go back to the original word. That's why the last time I explained it. The moment you see Lam, Ha, Mim, and what? And Dal. You know this letter, this word you already know originally. It is what? Alhamdu. You understand? You know better that you can never say Ilhamdu or Ilhamdu. You already know better. You understand? But when you come to Zahaba, Zahaba, what's the meaning of Zahaba? This one is a word. It's not a noun. This one is a noun. Okay? But this one is a verb. Huh? He went. Zahaba, he, not to go, he went. This one is what? Is past tense. Yazhabu, if you put ya, that means it is what? Present. Yazhabu, he's going. And then if you put the alif, now your question is coming. If you put the alif, now what are you going to say? Azhabu? No, you're going to say izhab. Izhab, because you know that this one, izhab means go. It's a command. You are commanding somebody to what? To go. Izhab, go. Now, if you want to change it from command to what? To yourself, now you said what? Azhabu. Azhabu. Ana azhabu. You understand? I will go. You understand? So for you to know that is alif fatha or alif kasra, you have to go back to the original word. If you know the original word, you can automatically pronounce it. Like, let's go back to the Quran again. Surah Al-Alaq. How does the surah start? Surah Al-Alaq. Iqra. Why don't you say Akra? Because you know that it's command. Jibreel is command Prophet Muhammad, is commanding the Prophet ﷺ to what? To read. It's a command. So that's why you have to go kasra. Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. And that one too, if you look at the Quran, this alif, they put this one on top of it. They did not put kasra. They did not put kasra. If you open the Quran, you see it. There is no kasra. That shows you that it's iqra. So how did you know that it's iqra? By the word. You understand? So if you have a letter before the alif, now it's going to change. Huh?
Before the ayah.
Before the ayah iqra is Bismillah ar-Rahmani ar-Rahim. Okay, now let's say give me any letter before the alif. Any letter. Give me any letter in Arabic letter. Wa. So now you have wa. So are you going to say wa iqra?
No.
Are you going to say wa iqra? No. You are going to say waqra. So now this alif will go silent. You understand my point? So that's how you're going to know that if it is kasra or dhamma. It's command. Because if it is command, then it's gonna be kasra. So now you go back to the word, the original word. That's how you know. Alright? So
I think about question similar to your question. Like if I'm not the Arabic speaker, how I will know this? Like this one here is a command.
you wouldn't know.
Yes.
You wouldn't know. Because if you are not Arabic speaker and then you did not learn it,
Yes.
how can you know? You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
You understand? So if you are not Arabic speaker, you learn to know it. Now if you know it, anywhere that you see these words, these letters, 1, 2, 3, 4, you will know automatically that they will not change. If you travel from Philadelphia to New York, will your name change? Nothing will change. Your name cannot change. It's the same thing. If you see these words in the Quran and outside Quran, you already know how to read it. How are you going to read it? Iqra. That's one. Secondly, you will know it by the sentence. What do they mean? If you know what they are talking about. You understand? So you wouldn't put yourself in that in that situation yet. Until what? Until you went deep. That's where you are going to put yourself in that situation. Because some of the students of knowledge, they can read without the harakat. How do they able to do that? Because they already know the words. They already know it. They know the word, they know what does it mean. So now if you see it, you already know, that's what it means. So this is how you're going to know, and then you are going, you will be able to read them. Now, so now this one, you cannot put alif as.
Is there practical uses of like that in Arabic?
Practical what? Huh?
Writing like that. English we never write like that. Whatever we write, we.
English, do they have harakat?
No.
Exactly.
Saying the
English, they don't have harakat. Arabic is different, totally, from English. All right? Arabic, they have harakat, they have mudud, they have signs, alamat. You understand? English is not like that. You see? So even though English, some of the letters, you're going to what? You are going to read them. Some of the letters, you don't even read them, especially American English. You will see a full sentence. They only pronounce it like one word. Yeah, you understand? Where is the other letters? You don't read. They are there, but they don't say them. You understand? So that's how it is. But Arabic will not work like that. Arabic, you can avoid only 1 or 2 letters. That's it. You cannot avoid more than 4 or 5 letters. No, you cannot do that. You understand? You have to read them. You know. So this alhamdu, if you see it like this, you don't put the hamza on top of it. And then we have the example right here. You see this alif, there is no hamza. This alif, there is no. This alif, there is no. There is hamza. Don't mind me, I will confuse you. So you have to be sure. So that's why don't answer, so fast. And this alif, there is hamza. And the hamza is at the bottom. That means it's automatically kasra. It's automatically kasra. Anyway, any book in the Quran, if you see alif with this hamza at the bottom, you know automatically, you don't have to think about it twice. Automatically it's kasra. Okay? It's gonna start with what? E. E. It's like this one, Iqra. The Iqra is like that one. But the Quran, they put that small cap for you to understand that this E can turn into something. You understand my point? That's why they did not put the hamza at the bottom.
If they put hamza, it's not correct.
No, if they put hamza at the bottom, you have to read it. You cannot avoid it. Automatically. If they put the hamza at the bottom, you have to read it. You cannot avoid it. Okay, like what the Sheikh said. When I asked what is before the Iqra, right? He said Bismillah, Rahman Rahim, right? So if you want to connect this meme to Iqra, how are you going to connect it? If you want to connect this meme, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, right? So how are you going to connect it to this? Are you going to say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Iqra Bismillah? Is that how you're going to connect it? No. You're going to say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Iqra. So this alif will go off. But when you have the hamza, how are you going to connect it? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Iqra. You don't say Mikra. No. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Iqra. Yes, you are going to pronounce the mim kasra and then you're going to pronounce the alif. But if you say Bismillah Rahmanir Rahim, Iqra, that means there is no alif. You avoided the alif and then you connect the mim to the qaf, sukun. That's why you said Miqra. But if there is a hamza, you said Bismillah Rahmanir Rahim, Iqra, Bismi Rabbika alladhi khalaq. You cannot avoid it. Huh? You cannot avoid it. Okay? So that's the difference between the hamza, the alif with the hamza on top and this one. By the way, and I think the last time we started speaking about the type of alifs that we have in the Quran. But anyway, we are going to write them inshallah maybe next week, because we have these types of alif. The one I can remember right now. We have this one, and then we have this, and then we have this one, and then we have this one, And then we have this one. That's how many alif? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have alif like this in the Quran. You understand?
Yeah, alif too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the alif on top of the ya.
Right.
This one, that is the alif that they put on top of the ya. You understand? Yes. And then sometimes they put this one on top of the ya if there is mud. If there is mud. But this is the alif that they put on top of the ya. And this alif is the small alif that you are seeing in the Quran. The small ones. The small alif is this one. And the big alifs that you see without the hamza, that prolong the letters, is this one. You understand? It's not this one, it's not this one, it's not this, it's not this. Because this you cannot prolong a letter with. Can you prolong a letter with this one? No. Can you prolong a letter with this one? 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 Yes. Can you prolong a letter with this one? Yes. Now. Salman.
In the Quran, you know the alif with the sukoon on top is not usually written with that sukoon. It's written with the other type of sukoon, like the other looking type. You know what I'm talking about?
That's the alif. That's the alif you're talking about. With the cape.
Yeah, the circle, you see the sukoon?
There with the sukoon we have in the Quran, we have the alif with the sukoon like this, which is the alif that you avoid. You don't read it. We have the alif with the circle. It's not sukoon, it's circle. You understand? And then why the alif that look like this with this one? This one is what? This one is the real sukoon in the Quran. That you see any other letter that is sukoon, they write it like this. To differentiate it with this one, if you see this one, you're not going to get confused. That's in the Quran. This all, most of the type of the alifs, you only find them in the Quran. If you come outside the Quran, you are going to nullify all these three alifs. Outside the Quran, you are going to take off all this. Because you cannot have this outside the Quran.
We have a situation whereby the Hamza come before Alif.
Huh?
Hamza single, then Alif.
Hamza, like this one, and Alif.
Yeah. By the side.
So the other side or the left side. Yeah. So that means this Alif is the same this one. It is there to prolong the Hamza. It is there to prolong the Hamza.
I know this usually.
Okay, the alif that comes with the waw, this is deep though. If you see the alif that comes with the waw like this in the Quran, how are you going to read it? Wa, right? Okay, if you see the alif that comes with the waw and with the sukoon like this, with the zero, how are you going to read it? Wa. No, wrong. No. That's why I said if you see the alif with the sukoon, this alif will be silent. This alif, we call it alif al-jama'ah. You understand? If you open the Quran, any amanu, kafaru, you will see this alif in front of the waw. And then if you see it in front of the waw, you will see the sukoon on top of it. That means if you say amanu, that means that alif, you are not going to read it. That's what you call alif al-jama'ah. You understand? So you see amanu like this. If you open the Quran, you will see it. Amanu. It's going to come like this. Amanu. With the sukoon, with the zero on top of the alif. If you did not see the zero on top of the alif, that means automatically you are going to what? You're going to read the alif. So that means the alif will be prolongation in the Quran. Outside Quran, you cannot have this alif. Outside Quran, the moment you see this alif, how are you going to read it? Sukoon. Outside Quran, if you are reading any book other than Quran, if you see something like this, and then somebody point at it and say, what is this? How are you going to read it? Because it's sukun automatically. You cannot have this on top of the alif and then say it's silent outside Quran. I hope you are understanding. Okay, now. I wish you bought the projector so that we can project the Quran on the... Next time you bring the projector, inshallah. Now, I have this Quran. And then I'm going to open it and show you. You that are sitting in front of me. Yes. You see, وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. What do you see?
I see alif.
The alif with the sukun. That alif, you don't read it. That alif that we call it al-alif al-jama'ah. Wow, alif al-jama'ah. It is there. Any word, did you see it? Any word that is talking about jama'ah, you see that alif in front of the waw. Jama'ah means, group of people. Innal ladhina amanu, ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu. That's group of people. You can take the Quran, you can pass it so that they will see the alif. So if you go through the Quran, you will see it. But outside the Quran, if you are reading normal book, and then you come across this alif, what are you going to say? Sukun. If you are reading a book other than Quran, and then you come across something like this, how are you going to read it? No? Outside Quran, this is not sukun. Outside Quran, we don't have alif like this. This is not dhamma either. This is not dhamma. This is not sukun. That's not hamza either. This is only the sign in the Quran. This is how the Quran write his sukun. You understand? Only in the Quran you will see that. Any letter in the Quran that you see this sign, you know that it is sukun. If you open the Quran, you will see it.
Sometimes Quran you will see it like that, but it will come from the left.
Listen. In the Quran, this is the types of alif that we have. Just listen to me. Look at it very careful, because I know some of you maybe you don't see. You see this zero? That's not sukun. Okay? You see this one? With something like this. This one is close. You will see it in the Quran. If it is close, that means this alif is what? It's alif al-wasl. When something comes before it, this one will go silent. Alright? And then you have alif like this. That is like a sukun. It's not close. It's not a complete sukun. It's not a cap like this. No. It is something like this. It's not close. So this alif, if you see it in the Quran, that means automatically it is what? It is sukun.
So what's the first one?
The first one is not sukun. The first one in the Quran is like the alif will be silent. That's why I said you should look at the Quran, you see it. Wow, yeah, alif al-jama'ah, yes. It always comes with the waw. With the waw. And then if you open inna a'tainaka qul ya ayyuhal kafirun. Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun la a'budu ma ta'budun wa la antum abiduna ma a'bud. If you reach wa la ana abidun, you will see this one here. On the alif. They put it wala ana abidun. And then you see, why did you say wala ana abidun? Is this ana or wala ana abidun? This one is wala ana abidun. That's how you're supposed to read it. Because this is wala ana. This is ana. Or you can do it like this. The way Quran write it. Abidun. Okay, then you put the alif here. So this one is wala. If you put wala, you put wala and then you say ana. abidun. But this one, you cannot say wala ana abidun. You are going to say wala ana abidun. But in the Quran, why don't you say wala ana abidun? Why? Because if you look at the alif, you will see the what? That's zero on top of the alif. That means if you see that zero on top of the alif, that means this alif is what? Is silent. That's why you read it wala ana abidun. Look at the Quran. Kuli al kafirun. No. This one is not for the Jama'ah. The one with the Jama'ah only comes in front of wow. Okay? Only in front of wow. Wala antum abiduna. Abiduna doesn't have it because there is a noon after the wow. You understand? But if you look at wala ana, why don't you say wala ana abidun? That's why if you listen to somebody reading Qul Ya Ayyuhal Kafirun and then he say wala ana abidun, you say no. It is wala ana, but he's going to show you that there is alif over there. If he shows you the alif, show him the what? The circle on top of the alif. That circle means you don't read that alif. No prolongation, yes. You cannot prolong. This is only in the what? In the Quran. Outside Quran, if you see something like this, how are you going to read it? Yes, wala ana abidun. This one will be sukoon. Outside Quran. I hope you guys are getting it. So these rules are only for Quran. The tajweed. But other than that, outside Quran, we have only these three type of alifs. That's why you need to pay attention. All right? If you are, like for example, we are not doing Quran. We are doing Arabic language. Okay? So all these type of alif will not work with us right now. Okay. The class that we are doing, this type of alifs will not work with us because we cannot apply them. We only apply them in the Quran because these are the signs of the Quran. These are the types of alif that we have in the Quran. I hope this is clear. Outside the Quran, we have this alif, we have this one, and then we have what? We have this one. The last question that I'm going to ask about the alif, because the alif is something that is so confusing. I didn't want to go in until we finish the connection. Then now we can explain the difference between the alif and the hamza and the types of the alif that we have. You understand? But since we are doing this, what is the difference between this alif? Listen very careful. And this alif. What is the difference? Think before you answer. And then the answer is so simple. What is the difference between these two alif? Now.
Second one is prolonged.
Go ahead.
The first one without the mud is only 2 harakat. And the other one you do 4 harakat.
Who again? Is the line on the top? What do you call that line? Okay. Who again? I saw you guys raising your hand. Huh?
The first one, alif, that's it.
Okay. And the second one?
The prolongation.
Okay.
Yeah, the second one can only be mother. First one can be other forms too.
What form?
Like it can take all other forms before it. The alif. It can come in that, but the first one is the second one is
So what Wahabullah answered, that's the good answer. These two alifs are the same thing. They do the same job. They do the same? Because if you see this alif, is alif of prolongation. He cannot do any job. If you see it, this alif is alif of prolongation. Okay? This alif is alif of prolongation. But what is the difference? The difference is what? The length. One will go to And the other one will go from 4, 5, 6. Can you go above 6? No. You cannot go above 6. So this type of alifs are the same thing. They do the same job. Okay? But this one, that's why sometimes I didn't want to put this one. If I ask you, what is this? What is that?
That is elongation.
Aha, you see? He said that is the elongation. Because it's like elongation. But you know what, actually? This one, the name is Al-Mad. This one, its name is what? Al-Mad. Because you can put this one on what? On wow. You can put this one on, yeah. So if you made your mind like only this is mud, you will be confused. Alright? But this is actually the what? The mud. That will show you that this wow, you are going to elongate it more than 2. Automatically. You're going to elongate it more than 2. Alright? And then if you see this on top of any letter, automatically put your mind that is what? The elongation is more than 2. If you go back to Surah to Al-Qalam, Noon wal Qalam yawma yasturun, you will see it is only what? It is only Noon, right? But why do you have to elongate that Noon? Noon. Do you have Waw in front of the Noon? So why are you elongating it? Because you have the mud on top of it. That's why you have to elongate it. Alright? Because if you have Noon and you have Fatha, you cannot say Noon. You say Na. Alright? If you have Noon Dhamma without the mud, you cannot elongate it. Noon. Right. Guess what? If you have Noon and Waw, how are you going to elongate it? Exactly. You cannot say Noon. No, you have to say Nu. 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 But if you have this mud on top of the Waw, how are you going to elongate it? Nu. Nu. More than 2. Alright? Qaf. You see Qaf? And then they put the mud on top of it. Qaf. Alif Lam Mim. You see they write Alif. And then they put the mud on the Lam. They put the mud on the Mim. Alif Lam Mim. So that means don't make your mind that this is what? The mud. No. The mud is actually this one. Because these are the signs of the Arabic language. Alamat al-Lugha al-Arabiya. Okay? Who can give me another sign from the signs of Arabic language? Huh? No, sign. Any other sign. Because we have signs. Like the way we have the huruf. What is the meaning of the huruf? The huruf are the letters. Right? The letters of Arabic language. Al-harakat. What is the meaning of al-harakat? The vowels. Okay, if I ask you to give me a sign from the signs of Arabic, like alamat. Alama al-wuquf. He said alama al-wuquf. This one you will see it in the Quran only. That's why he said alama al-wuquf. A sign that will show you that you have to stop. So what is the sign in the Quran that shows you that you have to stop or you can stop? Is the small jim. This is one of the signs from the signs of the Quran. But if you go out of the Quran, this cannot be a sign. You understand? This one cannot be a sign. So I'm asking you in general, outside the Quran, Arabic language, this one is a sign. Give me one more sign, then we're done. Who can give me one more sign? Just wait, keep your answer. These people are so quiet. Give me a sign, just work your mind. So other than this, you guys don't know any sign from the signs of the Arabic? Shadda. Shadda is shadda a vowel or a letter? Shadda is a sign. You understand? Shadda is a sign. You got it? Shadda is a sign. Because if you have ba and then you have shadda on top of it, how are you going to read this? Can you read it? You cannot read it because this shadda is not a vowel, because some of us, we think that the shadda is a vowel. The shadda is not a vowel. But the shadda is what? Sign. Because if you put the shadda on the ba now, Wahabullah can say boo. And I can say B. And somebody can say ba. Right? But if I put the vowel, now you can read it. Now you cannot say boo or B. Now you have to say ba. You understand? So this is a sign that what will happen? It's a sign that the ba is what? Is double. Huh? This is a sign that the elongation is more than 2. You understand? So this is the actual mud. All right? That is what, brought us to all, this one or here. So we are actually talking about the alif with the sukoon. So you have to know that these alifs, you only see them in the Quran. And guess what? How do you call this alif? Hamza. Does that look like Hamza to you? See me? What type of alif is this? Huh? Do you have something like this, like alif? Look at how Muhammad is looking at the alif, like this. Like, huh? This is not 0. This is a dot on top of the alif.
It's like a special pronunciation.
Yes.
You put a dot on the ra.
Yeah. This one is a special alif in the Quran. They call it al-alif al-a'jami. They call it al-alif, huh? Naam, a'jamiyun. Naam, wa Arabi. So they call it in Arabic the alif. What's the meaning of al-a'jami? Exactly. This is the alif that is not, this alif is not Arabic. This is the Arabic of, this is the alif of what? Outside, like you can say immigrant. So this alif, you hardly find it in the Quran. You understand? But you can find it in some of the, no, not the books. Outside Quran, you cannot find this alif. This alif, you only see it in the Quran, only. That's it. Outside Quran, you cannot read this alif. This is not alif.
What signifies though?
Huh?
What signifies?
Yeah, because if you see this alif, that means if you are reading the Quran, you have to make it light. The alif, you have to read it light. Because instead of you to read 2 alifs, you are going to make it just 1 alif. A'jamiyun wa Arabi. But in reality, it's a'jamiyun wa Arabi. Alright? It's like 2 alifs with ayn. But instead of you to read the 2 alif with ayn, the second one, they will put the dot on top of it for you to what? To make it easy on yourself. You understand? Because some of the non-Arabic speakers, they cannot what? They cannot pronounce it. You understand my point? Like I said, there are some of the Arab tribes that they don't pronounce alif. And then they got it from like the warsh reading. Most of the time the warsh take off the what? The alif. You understand? That's how it is. Right, Sheikh? Yes. They took off the alif. So now that's not what we're doing though. But inshallah, I know it's time and we're supposed to finish this one. So this one is the alif without the hamza. And what is this? Lam. And what is this? And what is this? And what is this? And what is this? That's not alif. That's lam. And what is this? And what is this? Ha. So here, most of you wrote the alif, the ha, like this. Some of you wrote it like this. Is that how to disconnect this ha? How do you disconnect this ha? You go back to the original ha. You understand? Because this ha, you only write the ha like this when the ha is at the end of what? The letter, the word. When the ha is at the end of the word. So you cannot write the ha like this at the end of the word. So you turn it into this one. This one, you write the ha like this at the end of the word that is connected to the letter before. Do you got it? You understand it? That's why we connected this ha like this to the lam. Why? Because you can connect lam and ha. So now, if you have alif, all right, plus ha, how are you going to connect this letter? These two words. Can we connect it? No, we cannot connect it. Why? Because we cannot connect alif with any other letter in Arabic when the alif is at the beginning. So now what will happen to this ha? So am I going to connect it like this? How am I going to do it? With the circle, with the ha. With the ha, the circle one. Yes. Yes, because the ha is at the end. All right, and then the ha is at the end, which you cannot connect it with the what? With the previous letter. If you cannot connect the ha with the previous letter, that's how it's gonna be. It's the same thing. If you have alif, or let's take off alif because it's not only alif, okay? You have dal plus ta. How are you going to connect these two letters? You cannot connect it, right? So how will this ta be? Is this going to be the same or is going to be something else? I mean, you can put it something else. It depends on the word and it depends on the sentence. Sometimes you can do it like this. It's going to be ta al-marbuta. All right? Or it's going to go the same way. If it's ta at-ta'nis, that's something deep that you will, understand later, inshallah. So that's how you connect the ha. Not like this. You cannot do the ha like this. So inshallah we are going to continue the class inshallah next week. Subhanakallah wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.